The 1960s were a golden age of innovation, where companies raced to launch ideas that were both ambitious and bizarre. They promised to turn the kitchen into a technological battlefield, freeing homemakers from heavy labor. The result? A series of dazzling, complicated, and unbelievably specialized appliances. Today, we're uncovering the 25 wildest kitchen gadgets from this era, the kind of items the younger generation today would probably look at and ask, wait, how did that thing even work? Ronson Foodmatic, in-counter appliance. If there was one device that defined the technological ambition of the 60s, it was the Ronson Foodmatic. Launched in 1969, it was the pinnacle of integrated design. This machine wasn't just a regular blender or juicer. It was a secret chef hidden right inside your kitchen counter, an all-in-one solution before that concept became mainstream. Ronson envisioned a kitchen without clutter, where every function was concealed beneath the counter surface. Its versatility was incredible, nearly endless. The Ronson Foodmatic could slice vegetables rapidly, shred cheese, grind meat for homemade sausages or hamburgers, crush ice for tropical drinks, squeeze fresh orange juice, and even make coffee. And the craziest part? It could cook, a rare function for a built-in appliance. All those complicated functions were centralized and integrated into a single unit, with easy-to-swap accessories. This meant you didn't have to haul it out of the cupboard or look for storage space. It was always ready to go right there, making the kitchen feel timeless and incredibly tidy. Its design was sleek and modern, often coming in bold colors like burnt orange or dazzling yellow, making owners feel they were ahead of the curve, living in a futuristic home. Guests were often shocked to see this machine operating, seamlessly performing multiple tasks at once. Today, as we hunt for versatile appliances, we might wonder why companies aren't making built-in counter machines like this anymore, as it truly freed up precious counter space. GE Rotisserie Infrared Oven. Imagine hosting a dinner party, and your roasting turkey wasn't in the kitchen, but slowly turning on the dining table like an item from a UFO. That was the idea behind the General Electric Infrared Rotisserie Oven, introduced in 1960. The device looked like a combination of a flying saucer and a microwave oven. It was specifically designed to rotate an entire turkey weighing up to 16 pounds, about 7.2 kilograms. What made it high-end was the use of infrared heat, a technology that sounded ultra-modern at the time. More importantly, this oven had the ability to self-baste while rotating, ensuring the meat didn't dry out. The design also featured the exclusive tilt-top lid, allowing easy access to the food without having to bend down or open a hot door. For the moms and dads of that era, this machine was a source of pride. It wasn't just a cooking tool, it was a statement of convenience and technology right in the middle of the dining room. Today, Gen Z would probably TikTok about it and wonder what planet it came from, because it was so huge, cumbersome, and entirely ridiculous in the best possible way. Ready Oven Appliance Tableside Cooker. The Ready Oven, launched in 1965, was a compact but powerful electric oven, bringing the idea of convenience and on-the-spot service. It was famously called the tableside cooker, continuing the trend of moving cooking out of the main kitchen area and into the center of the social space. Don't mistake it for a simple warmer, as this device was truly capable of cooking full meals right on your table. Regarding its capabilities, its small size was surprising. The Ready Oven could perfectly cook a 3-pound roast, 1.3 kilograms, or bake an 8-inch cake, 20 centimeters. It was powerful enough to handle everything from frozen foods to complex desserts. With its shiny chrome exterior and porcelain enamel interior, it had a very modern look, was easy to clean, and fit the decor style of the time. The Ready Oven was equipped with an automatic timer and could reach an impressive 500 degrees Fahrenheit, about 260 degrees Celsius. It was popularly used to prepare frozen foods, baked potatoes, and hot biscuits. The brilliance of this device was its convenience. You didn't have to start the big oven, which took time and energy to heat up. Instead, you just plugged it in, set the timer, and dinner would be cooking mere inches from your guests, keeping everything piping hot. GE Portable Mixer with Knife Sharpener. This General Electric portable mixer, introduced in 1961, was a classic symbol of convenience combined with an unlikely multifunctionality, a solution that saved space and money. It was designed to replace the bulky stand mixer, weighing under 3 pounds, about 1.3 kilograms, but offering great performance for light mixing tasks. What made it wild was the accompanying accessories, turning it into a compact power tool station. Besides basic tasks like whipping cream, beating eggs, and mixing batter, you could remove the beaters and attach a knife sharpener to immediately sharpen your kitchen knives. Using the mixer's high-speed motor to sharpen knives was a bold engineering idea, although it seems unsafe today. Furthermore, this machine also came with a drink mixer attachment, helping users easily make milkshakes, protein shakes, or blended cocktails on the spot. GE released this machine in many cheerful colors like white, yellow, pink, and especially turquoise, making it an attractive decorative item in the kitchen, fitting the vibrant interior color trends of the decade. GE Combo Waffle Maker and Sandwich Grill. In an era where manufacturers were constantly looking for multifunctional solutions to make life easier, this General Electric machine offered a delightful upgrade to weekend breakfasts in 1961. It was the promise of a perfect breakfast without the mess of a complicated stove. This machine solved the dilemma of space and clutter by providing 2 essential functions in a single frame. The feature that made it smart and appealing was the reversible cooking plates. This offered excellent flexibility. Users simply flipped the plates over. One side was designed to create light, fluffy waffles with deep grooves to hold butter syrup. The other side turned into a flat grill, perfect for grilling bacon, eggs, sandwiches, or even pancakes. This machine could handle everything easily, perfect for quick meals or lazy Sunday mornings with the family. Even the beautiful grill marks on the sandwiches made the food look more appealing and delicious, enhancing the meal's aesthetics. The device was often made of shiny, easy-to-clean chrome metal. Fondue Sets. The 1960s and 70s were an era where social parties were elevated, focusing on interaction and sharing, characterized by a relaxed and intimate dining style. Forget formal dinners, the fondue set arrived, bringing Swiss cuisine into the American living room and turning a simple meal into an interactive and fun event. If you hosted a social gathering during this time, fondue night was incredibly fun to host. The fondue set typically included a communal pot placed over a small flame, usually alcohol or gel, tasked with melting cheese or chocolate. The pot served as a compact culinary warmer. Guests would use long, slender forks, often with different colored tips for easy identification, to dip bread, fruit, or meat directly into the hot mixture. The interactive element was key. Fondue created a communal experience where everyone laughed and shared. There were even unwritten rules that if you dropped food into the pot, you had to perform a funny forfeit, like telling a joke. Do you remember who in your family used to bring out the fondue set for gatherings? Share your fondest memory. Manual ice crushers. If you remember cool cocktails, simple snow cones, or the perfect mint julep, you surely remember this machine. A small, non-electric device that made the biggest noise and fun in the kitchen. The manual ice crusher was an essential tool for home parties in the 1960s, before electric blenders became common with their easy ice crushing functions. This was a reliable assistant for preparing cold drinks and social events, where crushed ice was key to drink quality. This machine provided a unique and satisfying tactile experience. You dropped ice cubes into the chamber, turned the metal handle, and perfectly crushed ice would pour out. The fun crunching sound of this process was an inseparable part of the joy of hosting. Their designs were diverse and often decorative. Some models sat on the counter, requiring steady cranking power. Others were designed to hang on the wall, saving space and offering better leverage. Popular brands like Maid of Honor were famous for their shiny metal look and sturdy construction, often chrome-plated or brightly colored. The ice crusher was beloved for making crushed ice for cocktails, snow cones, or simply for keeping food cold, like seafood appetizers. Jell-O Molds. The Jell-O mold was the star of every 1960s dinner table, a culinary symbol of cleverness and creativity. Jell-O, with its signature wobbling texture, was the most popular light dessert. Most families had at least one shiny metal mold, proudly hung on the wall or stored in the cupboard like a decorative piece. These molds came in circular, ring, or ornate shapes like towers, crowns, or complex rings, lending an impressive and sometimes humorous appearance to the dish. They were used to make wobbling desserts with canned fruit, whipped cream, or even bizarre savory dishes like tomato aspic. The popularity of savory gelatin, often made from tomato broth, vinegar, and gelatin, served with mayo, reflected the experimental culinary trends of the era. Successfully making Jell-O, especially multicolored or layered gelatin, required real kitchen skill, demanding precision in temperature and waiting time between layers so they wouldn't blend. The secret to unmolding the Jell-O without ruining its perfect shape was meticulousness. Simply flip the mold onto the serving plate and run warm water over the outside for a few seconds to loosen the gelatin. Today, Gen Z might find these complex and savory gelatins weird, but a perfect Jell-O mold was a symbol of sophistication and fun at the family dinner table back then. Stovetop coffee pot/percolator. This was perhaps the most ritualistic item in the 1960s kitchen, an essential device for the family morning routine. Before drip coffee makers arrived and dominated, many people used a stovetop coffee pot, percolator, every morning. This pat was placed right on the stove. The operation was simple yet effective, creating a repeating coffee cycle. You poured cold water into the bottom, placed the coffee grounds in the filter basket, the top part, and turned on the stove. As the water boiled, steam pressure would push the water up a central tube and then percolate through the coffee grounds repeatedly, continuously recycling the water over the grounds. This repeated percolating process created a strong, piping hot cup of coffee, delivering a characteristic rich flavor. This rich coffee scent filled the entire house, signaling it was time to start a new day. The strong and pervasive aroma of percolator coffee was an inseparable part of morning memories. This coffee pot was made of sturdy stainless steel or aluminum, featuring a simple but durable design, built to last for decades, and even used on camping trips. Does the smell of percolated stovetop coffee bring back any memories of family mornings for you? Tell us about your morning rituals back then. Salton Hotray appliance. In the party and social era of the 60s, serving dinner according to ritual was extremely important, and the Salton Hotray, introduced in 1962, was the device that helped maintain the meal's perfection. This tray was designed to safeguard dinner after it had been cooked. The tray used a radiant glass heating panel, often high-quality heat-resistant glass, controlled by a thermostat to keep food at a temperature just below the cooking point. This mechanism was smart. It ensured the food wouldn't continue cooking until it dried out or hardened, but also wouldn't cool down, maintaining optimal moisture and flavor. The Hotray solved the era's dilemma: late guests or husbands working late. Instead of having to run back to the kitchen to reheat or serve cold food, you simply placed the entire dinner onto the Hotray right on the dining table and served it there. It was the perfect solution for family-style serving or small buffets, allowing the host to relax more. This device made dinner feel more luxurious, ensuring the first bite was as good as the last. The Hotray was often designed with gold-plated metal or luxurious wood trim, featuring elegant legs, blending in with the table setting. Salton Bun Warmer. While the Salton Hotray was responsible for keeping main dishes warm, the Salton Bun Warmer was a much more specialized device, launched in 1968, demonstrating maximum specialization in the kitchen. Its sole job was to make rolls and pastries taste great by maintaining the ideal warmth and moisture. This was a small, round, or rectangular box-shaped device with a lid, often decorated with metal or colored plastic, designed to gently heat from all sides. Its goal was to recreate the feeling of bread just out of the oven, soft inside and slightly crisp outside, without drying it out or over-toasting it. This machine promised to turn ordinary bread into better, great bread into heaven on earth, an advertisement emphasizing the importance of serving warm bread. It worked using a gentle heating system, typically low temperature to warm slowly, helping the bread maintain its soft texture. This machine eliminated the annoyance of having cold, dry bread on the table, whether for breakfast or dinner, especially important at sophisticated dinner parties. Its appeal lay in its simple charm and the feeling of warm perfection it provided. It showed attention to the overall dining experience, ensuring that even the smallest detail was served in the best condition. Hand crank egg beater. The hand crank egg beater was part simple cooking tool and part arm workout, a completely reliable mechanical tool. It was commonly used in 1960s kitchens and earlier, serving as the predecessor to modern electric mixers. Its construction was simple but effective. A sturdy metal frame held two metal beaters at the bottom, attached to a driving gear. Users held the handle with one hand, often made of wood, and cranked the wheel with the other, generating rapid rotation for the beaters. It could beat whipped cream, eggs, especially whites for airy meringue, and mix light batters without batteries or electricity, relying entirely on human power. The rhythmic clank-clank sound of the gears and beaters was often heard in the kitchen. This sound was part of the family atmosphere, linked to the smell of preparing baked goods. It was light, easy to clean, and didn't require any complex learning skills. Anyone could use it. Electric knife. The electric knife was one of the favorite electric gadgets of the 1960s, symbolizing groundbreaking convenience and often heavily advertised as the ideal gift for husbands during the holidays. It brought electricity into the job of slicing, a task often considered difficult. This knife featured two sharp, parallel blades that were detachable for cleaning. When plugged in, these two blades moved back and forth very quickly, creating a characteristic loud buzzing sound. This sound was part of the experience, signaling that technology is working at full capacity. The knife was advertised as being able to cut through meat like magic, especially useful when slicing turkey during Thanksgiving or roast beef during big dinners. The electric knife turned the difficult and often tiring job of carving meat into an easy and smooth operation. The high-speed motion of the blades minimized tearing or pulling, ensuring perfectly thin and even slices, even with tough meats or crispy skin. At the time, it was a fun tool to show off to guests, becoming part of the dinner service ritual, often handled by the man of the house to demonstrate the family's modernity. Front-loading toast R oven. The toaster oven, introduced in 1961, was a significant upgrade from the regular toaster, as it was a true mini oven. It expanded the function of the toaster from just thin slices to a more comprehensive cooking device. The capability of the toaster oven went beyond just evenly toasting bread. It could also bake meatloaf, make muffins, and bake open-faced cheese sandwiches. For small kitchens, the toaster oven became a great assistant, offering a quick and efficient way to warm and cook food without using the large stove or bulky oven. It was ideal for snacks or simple solo dinners. However, what made it strange and appealing was the exclusive front-loading mechanism. Instead of having to use hands or a fork to retrieve the bread from the hot slot, risking burns like a regular toaster, the toasted bread would slide out from the front onto a small tray. This feature was advertised as the big trick that saved you from burnt fingers, increasing safety and convenience. Decay-colored appliance sets. By 1969, kitchen appliances didn't just have to work well, they had to be a style statement, expressing the homeowner's personality and turning the kitchen into a fashionable interior space. GE met this demand by releasing appliance sets in the bold colors of the 60s. This was a total break from the monotonous white and chrome of the 50s. Striking colors became the dominant tones, including avocado green, an earthy yellow-green, flame red, and harvest gold, evoking prosperity. You could find everything: mixers, can openers, electric skillets, and blenders, all temps sur temps with each other, creating a synchronized festival of color in the kitchen. This trend aimed to transform tools into interior pieces, reflecting the homeowner's modern taste. Having a kitchen designed with a themed color scheme showed wealth and attention to design. Guests were sure to marvel at the color coordination of the kitchen, seeing it as a sign of sophistication. Color wasn't just decorative, it reflected the optimism and cultural change of that era, where freshness and boldness were prized. Thank you for watching. To continue with more content, comment yes to let us know you're still following. Patterned Pyrex bowls. Pyrex, originally known for its superior durability, thermal shock resistance, became a powerful aesthetic icon in the 1960s. They were colorful, patterned items proudly displayed on shelves, like functional works of art. Pyrex patterns were diverse and characteristic of the decade, including daisies, polka dots, abstract geometric shapes, and they were painted in bright colors like turquoise or sunny yellow. These patterns were applied through a special firing process to ensure durability. Their popularity lay in the rare combination of strength and aesthetics. Pyrex was considered the completely new and versatile kind of dinnerware. They were extremely durable, usable for mixing batter, baking casseroles in the oven, and even serving the meal right there. This versatility revolutionized how homemakers worked, minimizing the number of dishes needed to wash. Most importantly, a Pyrex bowl could go straight from the fridge to the oven and back without issue, thanks to its borosilicate glass nature. For many families, Pyrex bowls were bought in sets, often nesting bowls, and were passed down through generations like a family heirloom. Cabbage Ware dishes. If you wanted dinnerware that was both delicate and whimsical, cabbageware was the fashionable choice of the 60s and 70s, bringing a unique country charm to the table. These dishes weren't just patterned, they were molded and meticulously painted to look exactly like real cabbage leaves. They featured vibrant green color, high gloss, and detailed texture, faithfully mimicking the leaf veins and folds. Their appearance was elaborate yet slightly humorous, creating a pleasant surprise for diners and encouraging conversation. This dinnerware often included plates, soup bowls, salad bowls, and condiment accessories designed to look like other vegetables. A Florida artist named Dodie Thayer helped popularize cabbageware in America in the 60s. Her handmade dinner sets were favored by celebrities and the elite, including Jackie Kennedy, who placed a custom order. This endorsement increased their uniqueness and luxury, transforming a simple dish into an art collectible. Cake breaker. The cake breaker was an elegant-looking tool, nearly resembling an ornate fork, with thin, long steel wires evenly spaced. This tool was an optimized solution, designed for a very specific and delicate purpose in the kitchen back then. It wasn't used for eating or mixing. Its sole purpose was to solve a very specific problem in baking, cutting soft cakes like angel food cake or sponge cake without crushing their delicate, airy structure. A knife could often compress the cake, damaging the delicate air pockets inside. Conversely, the thin, tight, and sharp wires of the cake breaker would glide through the cake without flattening it. It created a gentle, clean slice, leaving smooth, clean cuts, preserving the cake's fluffiness. The cake breaker was often made of silver-plated or chrome stainless steel, with an elegantly designed handle, sometimes intricately decorated. This tool often accompanied silver flatware and was considered an elegant item on the dessert table, demonstrating attention to serving ritual. Using the cake breaker showed the meticulousness of the hostess, showing they cared about both the flavor and the presentation of the dish. Egg separator. The egg separator was a simple tool, but a best friend to bakers who wanted to execute the art of meringue with precision, or make sauces that only required egg whites. In baking, even a little bit of yolk mixed into the white can ruin the whipping ability entirely. This small device, often made of ceramic, metal, or plastic in a round or oval shape, made separating the yolk from the white easy and hygienic. The operation relied on viscosity differences. You simply cracked the egg into the device, which was usually hooked onto the edge of a bowl. The runnier white would flow through the small slits at the bottom, while the round, denser yolk would be held back. Although this might seem unnecessary today, we might use the shell or fingers to separate, but that method carries the risk of contamination and easily mixing the yolk. This tool is a gentle reminder of the precision that home bakers once cared about. It helped mass-producing egg whites quickly, hygienically, and reliably. Cherry pitter. The cherry pitter was a compact tool, but was humorously described as looking like a little torture device due to its mechanical, metallic structure. However, it was extremely useful, especially when summer arrived and people made pies, jams, or liqueurs from fresh cherries. Removing hundreds of cherry pits with a knife was a time-consuming, sticky, and messy job. This tool was created to solve that mess. Some simpler versions had 2 finger holes and a small spring-loaded plunger to cleanly push the pit out of the fruit. More complex and efficient models clamped onto the kitchen counter and operated with a hand crank, allowing for mass pitting, significantly increasing productivity. The usage was simple but effective. You just placed the cherry into the hole, pressed or turned the handle, and the pit was quickly and neatly ejected into a separate compartment. This tool saved hours of sticky cutting and scooping, turning a messy, time-consuming chore into a quick and enjoyable activity. Fast pitting helped maintain the fruit's shape, ideal for decorating or canning. If you could bring one 1960s kitchen item back to today, which one would you choose? Share your nostalgic pick. Egg Coddler. The egg coddler was a small, lidded porcelain cup designed for one purpose: to perfectly coddle, steam, an egg. The usage was simple but refined. You cracked an egg inside, added a little cream or butter, closed the lid, and placed it in boiling water. After a few minutes, you had a creamy, rich, warm, and perfect egg for breakfast or salad. These coddlers were very popular in kitchens where people valued breakfast, and some were decorated with cute patterns or floral designs. While Gen Z might find this process slow compared to quickly frying or scrambling, at the time, this was a morning ritual, a gentle way of cooking that yielded perfectly smooth, soft eggs without frying or scrambling. Chinois/food mill. The food mill, also called the Chinois, is a conical metal strainer specialized in creating silky smooth sauces and custards. It was considered the quality control tool in the classic kitchen, ensuring absolute smoothness in dishes. Its construction is an extremely fine mesh filter, usually stainless steel, set in a deep conical frame. The usage required muscle and care. You poured the mixture to be strained, e.g. cooked tomatoes, vegetable broth, or cream, inside and used a wooden pestle or spoon to push it through the fine mesh. The Chinois could completely eliminate lumps, seeds, and the smallest residue. This tool was especially important for creating the smooth, fine texture for cream soups, delicate sauces, and fruit purees. It removed fibers that a regular blender might miss. Butter molds. Before butter was prepackaged into standard sticks, the butter mold was a simple tool but made a big difference on the dinner table. They turned a basic ingredient into a refined, decorative element. These were simple wooden blocks, often maple or oak, with intricate patterns carved inside. Common patterns were typically flowers, stars, animals, or symbols related to agriculture and prosperity. The size of the mold was usually designed to create small blocks of butter, perfect for individual servings or for light appetizers. The usage was very manual and artistic. You packed soft, fresh butter into the mold, chilled it quickly, then inverted it to create a beautifully shaped block of butter. This made everyday butter special, elevating the dining aesthetic, even for a simple meal. Hand crank food mill. Before electric blenders dominated the market, the hand crank food mill was the unsung hero of every home chef, especially important for large canning jobs. This mechanical tool was a perfect solution for processing large amounts of cooked fruits and vegetables. This tool was used to turn cooked produce, like apples, tomatoes, or potatoes, into smooth, seedless sauces just by turning a crank. Its design included a metal bowl with a sieve, often with interchangeable mesh sizes, and a crank with a grinding blade, which pressed the food through the mesh. It was designed to effectively remove peels, seeds, and fibers, retaining the smooth pulp. No electricity or buttons needed, just a crank and a bit of effort. It was the perfect tool for making applesauce, smooth, lump-free mashed potatoes, or baby food from scratch. For those making homemade jams or tomato sauces, this machine was a savior, saving hours of peeling and straining by hand. Cookie press. The cookie press was the secret weapon of every home baker in the 60s, especially during the holiday season like Christmas, when large quantities of beautifully shaped cookies were needed. It helped create
more comfortable and stylish materials like velour and leather. Today, vinyl seat covers are only found in some classic cars or specialized vehicles, representing a period where practicality and easy cleaning were prioritized over comfort and luxury. Home barometers. Finally, let's talk about an essential device for weather forecasting. A barometer is a great tool to help give you an idea of how the weather will change over the next 12 to 15 hours. No external power is required. They react to the pressure around us and automatically measure. Crafted from wood and glass, home barometers measured changes in air pressure, helping families predict rain or sunshine. Falling pressure indicated an approaching storm, while rising pressure promised clearer skies. Home barometers provided practical information and added an elegant touch to home decor, sparking conversations about the ever-changing weather. However, with the development of modern technology, these charming instruments have become obsolete, replaced by accurate weather forecasts and smartphone apps that provide instant, real-time updates. The 1960s saw incredible inventions that shaped the lives of an entire generation. From how we communicated, worked, entertained ourselves, to how we cared for our homes and traveled, these items defined an era. While many items have become a thing of the past, they still hold a special place in our memories, reminding us of a time full of creativity and change. We hope this journey back in time brought you many fond memories and deep insights into items that were once essential but are now obsolete.
If these items brought a tear to your eye remembering the past, hit the like button and share this video with friends of your generation. Thank you for joining Back to Yesterday as we travel back to an age where innovation and nostalgia went hand in hand. See you in the next video.